Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Just before we begin, you'll notice I have a common friend who keeps following me throughout these Roblox games along this adventure, and yeah, that's Sav. Not to be confused with Mr. Slav or anything. No, this is Sav, okay? And she's a duck. Yeah, that's really all you need to know. The concept of this video is just Sav and we just go through a bunch of Roblox games, and I give my brief opinion about them all. I didn't feel like making a whole essay video about a game that I barely play, so we're not going to. We're going to make everything brief, and you're going to see Sav and I look like idiots, and yeah, all that type of stuff. It's really basic in the core of it, so yeah, let's just have ourselves some fun. On to the first game, Pyrite Adventure 2. So our first game in this video, as I mentioned earlier, Pyrite Adventure 2. If there is one simple way to describe this game, it's literally Sonic Adventure 1. It looks, it sounds like, and it really feels like Sonic Adventure. Like, if you're used to Sonic Adventure controls, I guarantee you will fly throughout this game. And there are 8 levels in this game based off of Sonic's levels in Sonic Adventure. Windy Valley did not have a parody level, nor did Hot Shelter, but everything else did, with this bonus level that you can access later into the story, which is slightly modified in this version. It's interesting, and when I first discovered it, there was a lot of novelty to it. As you saw, I used to upload tons of speedruns on this game. However, looking back, it didn't have its novelty as much as the first time, and the physics are quite clunky, similar to Sonic Adventure. Really, like, it's not a bad game. It's pretty fun. However, it's very broken too. So, on that note, 7.5 out of 10. B tier. Next up came Stranger Things Starcourt Mall. It looks very nice, and it's designed in a way that's faithful to the actual Starcourt Mall featured in the show, but other than that, it was kind of disappointing, not gonna be honest. The minigames were mediocre at best, and I can say the same thing about the character models. You could tell they tried with it, but it didn't work out so well. There's a lot of cool winks on the walls and stuff. Like, there's a lot of references to the actual show and everything, as you would assume, as it's literally a port of a place from the show. But this game was just disappointing all around. Like, honestly. 6 out of 10. C tier. Next up on the list was Islands, or Roblox's version of Skyblock, if you want. It's a pretty fun game, really. I didn't really have any issues with this aside from its unoriginality, but I mean, I guess that's what you get when you do something right. Somebody else tries to mimic it, and you know, admittedly, at first I was having a little bit of doubts towards this game because it was just a copy of Skyblock, but honestly, it's pretty nice. There's some things in here that are a little bit more in-depth in the Roblox version than Minecraft's, which is pretty interesting within itself. It at least establishes a small facet of its own identity, just really built off the formula of Skyblock as opposed to being a carbon copy, which is kind of cool. But there's one thing about this I find incredibly unreasonable. Why is within the portal, why is that world so normal looking, but then this is so blocky looking? Like, what's the deal? This is a world based on cubes and all that, so why couldn't they keep consistency? I mean, it doesn't affect the gameplay in any way, shape, or form because it's just this weird hub world, but at the same time, like, just make it the same, okay? Don't piss people off. But aside from that, had a lot of fun with this game. It can be a little bit boring after a while, but it's a pretty fun game. Sav herself didn't have as much of a fun time with this game as I did, but she still found it to be okay. But since this video is about my opinion, 8.5 out of 10, A tier. This one right here now. This is an old place that we've been to thousands of times. Tower of Hell. It almost holds a special place in, at least my heart. I'm not so sure about Savannah. It's definitely a familiar place for her. However, it didn't have that charm that it normally does. Now, this game is very well known for pissing people off if you're bad at it. However, if you know what you're doing, it is a very satisfying game to play. But we entered one of those Pro Tower lobbies where fog was enabled, inverted colors was enabled, and invisibility was enabled, so we couldn't see our own bodies. So we had no idea where the hell we were going. So that was a very frustrating experience. But, I mean, everything else was pretty fun. I climbed to the top of the tower and watched everyone else suffer. Yeah. Anyway, to finish this off, as much as the parkour can piss people off, it is a fun game. 8 out of 10, A tier. Next game on our list was Bed Wars, and yay, Bed Wars. Totally not another copied game from Minecraft, except This did not do what Islands did, okay? Islands did copy from Minecraft, but it was actually fun. This was a shit show and a half. It pissed us both off insanely fast, okay? It did just enough to tell you was Bed Wars. Did it do anything else right? No. You want to know why? Because you had a good 10 seconds in a match before your bed was destroyed, and you were screwed. You were cut to death. The amount of sweaty tryhards in this game that just ruined the experience for, players like myself and Savannah who've never played this version of Bed Wars before was absurdly high. This game did just enough to be faithful to Bed Wars, but everything else sucked. No matter what approach Savannah and I took to trying to win a game, we'd lose immediately. So on that note, I'm giving this game a 5 out of 10. D tier. To be honest with you, Sinking Ship was also a pretty big disappointment. It did just enough to solidify itself with the name Sinking Ship because that held true, but everything else felt extremely lacking. That's all it is. It's just the sinking ship, and you just stand in places to avoid sinking. And, oh, don't worry, if you fall into the water, just keep holding down your jump button and you'll be absolutely fine. The water looks nice, I guess, and the light looks nice, but, like, Look at this. Look at me on screen right now. I'm surviving. Like, I'm okay. I'm just mashing my jump button and I'm okay. This game was okay, I guess. I can't really say much more. It looks nice. So, 5.5 out of 10. D tier. You're gonna have a hard time hearing me over that generic obby music that you've been listening to for probably half a decade. But realistically speaking, everything about this obby was about as copy and pasted as it gets. The music, the stage design, there was nothing special about this obby. I don't even know why I made such an effort to play it flawlessly, probably because it was so easy through the duration that we played this. Honest waste of time, and I don't need Escape iPhone 12 obby to tell me I'm good at obbies, okay? Something like Tower of Hell can confirm that with me to a much better extent, but I will tell you this much. Escape iPhone 12 obby implied that my stool is much more precious, in the sense where better things can come out of my asshole than whatever this game's supposed to be. And for those who have not played very many obbies, or any obbies for that matter, don't even come at me saying, well, it's a parkour game, it looks fun. Yeah, except I've seen parkour games like 1,500 times since I started playing Roblox. I don't need any more. I don't know why Sav insisted on playing this game, but if she was trying to generate some boiling blood out of me, she got it. She knew exactly what she was doing to me. She knew she was both torturing herself and me, and, I'd probably do the same in her shoes, but come on, Sav. You can do a little bit better than this, okay? It doesn't have to be this bad, because there's a difference between a bad game and the most generic hiccup in the world, and, well, this is just same old to me. Actually, Sav, can we please play Escape the Super Ultra Mega Long Fun Perfect Obby, please? Actually, no. I want to play Escape the Sonic the Ronald McDonald obby, please. Yeah, that one sounds really fun. No. Sonic the Fat Ronald McDonald. Yeah, that one, please. Yeah, thanks. Can't tell whether I'm a bigger joke for saying what I just did or just playing this game in general, because this game is a 2.0 out of 10. It's an F tier game. Stable, but gross.